Round two of this. I just attempted to record it and running into some audio issues. So um, here we go. Let's see how the audio works here. The We're going to go back to doing live versions of the podcast on YouTube. If you are not watching the video, if you're listening to the audio version of this, know that there's a live version of this on YouTube that will go live a couple of times a week. I'm still working on the timing there. This is the kickoff to 2024. Yes, I know we're a little bit earlier. It's Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. I hope you had an awesome Christmas weekend. I hope you had a great opportunity to spend time with family, spend time with friends, sit back and reflect on how the year went. One of the posts that I made yesterday, or post I made yesterday on LinkedIn, was focused around shifting from the season of giving to the season of self. It's time to get selfish. And what do I mean by that? For those of you who have been around me for a while, you know that I'm always thinking of others. There aren't a lot of things that I do that are selfish. Many times I will put others in front of me. And sometimes I'll put others in front of family to get certain work done. And just from a prioritization standpoint, I'll struggle with a couple of those things. Well, the question I asked yesterday in the LinkedIn post is, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? And what is your purpose is a really tough question for some of us to answer. Some of us struggle with the idea of, hey, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? How do I make impact? Where does this impact happen? If you're one of those people who struggles with answering the question, what is my purpose? I have a tool, a 2x2, that you can use to help provide additional perspective. My purpose is to be a catalyst for change, whatever that change is, helping you get from current state to desired state, to however, in whatever way, shape, or form makes sense for you, by designing backward and then identifying next logical steps so that we can take them, by creating a high level of clarity and focus. And I do this by applying a number of different tools and techniques. One of the techniques that I like to lean on a lot is asking questions, simple questions in a specific order, to get to the root of what we're trying to accomplish, why we're trying to accomplish it, who can help us, who's impacted by it, all of those kind of things. And you've seen that in the hexagon view. If you're not watching on YouTube, I am going to do some stuff on the whiteboard. So if you are listening to the audio version, I'm going to try to describe as much of this as I can to help you work through it. But I would recommend going to the video version just to see the whiteboard component. If you're one of those people who struggles with answering the question, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Take a look at the work that you do either this week or next week, or even reflect back on the work that you did last week, as you had some time to kind of relax a little bit, and mark each activity based on an energy line. Low impact or low energy, excuse me, sucks the life out of me. Don't ever want to do that kind of stuff again. It just is draining. Versus high energy. And this is all on an x-axis. And we're going to have an x and a y-axis cross each other in a traditional 2x2. On one side, low energy sucks the life out of me. On the other side, high energy fills me up, gets me excited, fills my cup, so to speak. And someone made a comment on the post, you can't serve from an empty cup. You cannot serve from an empty cup. You need to have your cup full before you can go out there and do good for others, serve others. And the act of serving others may actually fill you up, which is cool. That can be a high energy thing. Get high energy out of acting in service of others. The question is trying to figure out, well, what are those things that I can do to create impact so that I can continue to act in service of others? And that's the y-axis, impact. High impact at the top, low impact at the bottom. It's okay to do low impact things to give you high energy, because those are the things that can fill your cup back up. Where I like to spend the majority of my time is right up here in this quadrant. High impact, high energy. How do I define impact? I define impact by change. What is the change that we're creating for someone? Um, Change in state, change in situation, change in financial situation, change in comfort of being. Uh, Impact is change. When we make impact, it is a positive. Ideally, it's a positive change in the eyes of others or in the eyes of self. If it's no negative impact or low impact, then that's probably not the change you want to be spending a lot of time, energy, and resource on. So take some time. And I've got a downloadable that you can use, a Google sheet that you can use where you can keep track of this if you want. You can actually just do it simply on a note card. When you look at the list of tasks that you did over the course of the last week, just put a check mark. Was this high energy or low energy? So high energy plus, low energy minus. Was it high impact or low impact? And there I would go HI for high impact, LI for low impact. And then over the course of the week, you start to identify, did I do a lot of things that were high energy, things that filled me up, that had high impact, or was I caught in this doom loop of doing a lot of things that are low energy that kind of suck the life out of me? So let's talk about things that suck the life out of me. Suck the life out of me. The details associated with financial statements suck the life out of me. I have to work with an accountant in order to take care of those things. There are people out there in the world that get a lot of energy out of working on financial statements, and they happen to be accountants. They like getting into the detail, they get into the weeds. Accountants, bookkeepers. There are people like that. That's not me. What gives me a lot of energy? Being outdoors, getting out and getting my feet in the sand, on the grass, near the water, being able to observe mountains. Hey, and it's cool. And we live in the desert. I'm able to play golf on a golf course that has a combination of bunkers, sand, combination of lakes, water hazards, mountains in the background, and a lot of grass. So golf course is one of those areas that gives me high energy. From an impact perspective, it's got a low impact on the business, other than every once in a while I'll go out with clients and prospects and people that I may potentially work with. So that can have high impact. But being on the golf course is a high energy thing for me. Being stuck in a room or an office with no windows and no doors, sounds like the haunted mansion. That is low energy for me. That sucks the life out of me. I need to see the sun. I need to be able to look out and see something beyond me on the horizon. So being stuck in a room, being stuck in a place that's quiet and dark with no windows and no access to light, that sucks the life out of me. That's a low energy thing. Now, there are some people who love being in that kind of environment. More power to them. So if you're struggling with this question of what is my purpose? Why do I exist? Start looking at the work that you're doing and say, does it suck the life out of me? Minus, 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 minus. Does it give me energy? Plus, 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 plus. Is it high impact? Positive change? Is it low impact? Some kind of change, but not really positive. And where is my current state versus my desired state? Now, the other thing, so one of the ways that I've applied this before when working with folks, sometimes internal meetings can suck the life out of you. Sometimes there's a lot of discussion around a number of things that you're not making any progress on. Things just aren't moving forward. In those instances where that sucks the life out of you, you might need to figure out a way to get into a role where you're not caught up in as many internal meetings. You might need to find time where you get out and meet with clients. Maybe meeting with clients and working through their problems is more interesting than working with your own internal problems inside your organization. If that's the case, maybe you've got to do more external client work. Or you could actually flip the script here and say that the work that I'm doing internally inside the organization, I'm looking at those as my internal clients and I'm helping them solve problems. And I can start to shift that around and figure out a way to draw energy out of those discussions. Everybody's perspective on this is going to be a little bit different. This is a very personal, again, very selfish exercise to go through. What are the things that suck the life out of me? What are the things that give me energy? If I understand those and get those plotted out, then I can start to figure out, all right, well, how can I avoid more of the suck the life out of me things and do more of the give me juice, give me gas? What you want to see is this bar move closer and closer to the high energy stuff. And that's the y-axis. I want to see the impact bar move closer and closer to the high energy stuff where I'm spending more time and energy on this side, less time and energy on the low energy side of things. Go through, work through the exercise. Check out the link in the show notes. We'll include a link in the show notes where you can take a look at the download. Or if you want to work through it or have some questions, just contact me directly via direct message. If you know of someone who would benefit from this discussion, who's sitting out there and they're just struggling with answering that question, why am I here? What is my purpose? Start with this 2x2. Super, super simple stuff. Like really, two ways to look at the work that you're doing. Does it suck the life out of me? The activities, anything that you're doing, does it suck the life out of me, or does it give me energy? Getting in the gym gives me energy. Gives me energy. I like throwing heavy weights around. Getting out on the golf course gives me energy. I like being out in nature. Being stuck in a meeting where we're talking about the same things over and over again sucks the life out of me. I want to avoid that, to try to figure out ways to change it. Getting stuck in the details around numbers, I want to avoid that. I want to figure out ways to change and adjust that. Building out systems and process, I will do that all day long, because that is, again, is a catalyst for change. It's actually the background behind the Fairways Hit hat that I'm wearing. This was about helping family build from 0 to 1, be a catalyst for change inside our house relative to how we apply a lot of the things that I do with organizations, people outside of my family. How could we apply it inside to learn to build business acumen inside the family, build from 0 to 1, and at the same time create a state change for the person on the other end who gets this gift from somebody. Buying gifts for golfers is really hard. You don't know what golf balls I play. You're not going to go out and buy me a new set of wedges. It's too expensive. It's not worth you making a mistake on that end. But a ball marker with a logo that has a little double meaning in it that makes you smile, that creates a state change. It's a catalyst for change. So that's the background on Fairways Hit. And we're just getting that started. We actually launched it in September. So let's take a look at all the work we're doing, all the things where we're spending time. Is it something that sucks the life out of you? Like, I don't like taking dishes out of the dishwasher. It doesn't really suck the life out of me. It's a job that needs to get done. It's high impact on the family because it keeps the house clean. It's not high energy, but it's in that mode of where we need to get things done. Now, there might be somebody in the household who really likes organizing dishes. It gives them a lot of energy. If so, let's outsource that work to that person. Anyhow, take some time, work through the question. What is your purpose? If you're struggling with the what is my purpose question, go to this 2x2. Think of all the work that you're doing or have done or plan to do. Does it give you energy? Does it suck the life out of you, or does it give you energy? And is it high impact or low impact? My preference is to hang out in this quadrant, the high impact, high energy. And a good reminder of this is the Jim Collins piece, which comes from his foreword to The Effective Executive. So I guess it originates from Drucker. Stop what you would not start. I would not start things that give me low energy. It's just not worth it to me. I will start new things that give me high energy. So I should stop anything that is sucking the life out of me, or at least figure out a way to outsource it. And the cool thing about it is there are people who get energy from the things that suck the life out of you. That's where you can find really cool partnerships. I would love to hear directly from you around what is your purpose? How have you been able to apply this exercise to gain clarity on purpose so that we can define next logical steps and start taking them? If you know somebody who would enjoy this conversation or get value out of this, please share it with them. Sales is a thinking process. Business is a thinking process. Life is a thinking process. How are you thinking differently about your process? Thanks.